Ganz herzlich willkommen, Leute. Temporal prepositions for nach, in, and require a dative case. They answer the question wann. So temporale coming from the word temporal, time. Time-related prepositions that express something about time. They answer the question wann, when, for, nach, in. So they require the dative case, which means that the time word, if the time word is masculine, you'll use einem if you want to say a or an. The time word is also neutral, you'll do the very same. If the time word is feminine singular, like Stunde, you will use eine. And for the plural here it is. So you can see the em and the em over here, einem. Remember this one means egal after an n. In German, when you want to say 1 month ago, you will say ago 1 month, vor einem Monat. After 1 month, nach einem Monat. In 1 month, in einem Monat. Ago 1 year, vor einem Jahr. After 1 year, nach einem Jahr. In 1 year, in einem Jahr. Ago 1 hour, vor einer Stunde. Stunde. Make sure you read with me. Vor einer Stunde. After 1 hour, nach einer Stunde. Take note of the em, er. In 1 hour, in einer Stunde. 2 weeks ago, vor 2 Wochen. Ago 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, nach 2 Wochen. In 2 weeks, in 2 Wochen. Now, let us try to check and write something over here. This one is a masculine noun. We know that Monat is simply a masculine noun, which is der Monat. Hoffe, dass ich über dieses Wort hier so gut geschrieben habe. I hope I've written the word correctly. Then we have the word year in German is neutral. Das Jahr. Das Jahr. The German word for hour is feminine, which is die Stunde. And remember, every German noun is written, dear learners, with a capital. Don't write small m and j and s, it will be wrong. So, die Stunde. Plural, die Wochen, the weeks. So you can see knowing the gender will now guide you at the back part of your mind. You have to know, just like they say, behind every successful man, behind every successful man, there is a woman. And so the very same way we also say that behind every successful German noun, there is a woman called gender. So behind every successful German word, behind every German noun, there is a gender, masculine, neutral. Understanding that is understanding also when to use the dative correctly and the accusative over here. We're together? Because lesson 16 deals with that. So that's what we say for einen Monat, vor einem Jahr, vor einer Stunde, vor 2 Wochen. It's so important to understand that. So this is very important. Now look at the preposition für. Remember, all these 3 prepositions deal with time. Für means for. Answers the question wie lange. This one answers the question wann. Wie lange? How long? The difference between this and this one is that this one requires the accusative, meaning that if the German noun here is a masculine singular noun like Tag, remember the German word for days, masculine, der Tag. This one we've done here, and this one already we've done here, and this one the very same. It's kind of Änderung. It's in that, so there's no change. So this will be einen Tag, whereas here is einem Tag because the preposition determines the ending here. When these prepositions are used, see the endings in the masculine noun. When this preposition is used, you will learn many accusative pronouns, accusative prepositions, sorry, as time goes by, and I will teach you the extreme and thin acronym of Fuggebed when the time comes. So, für einen Tag, for a day. So, wie lange haben Sie Deutsch gelernt? For one day, für einen Tag. But if the German time word here, this is the article, this is the pronoun, this is the noun. So you can see it coming between the preposition, the article, and the noun. The same applies here. If here is feminine, it will be eine. It can be für eine Woche, für eine Nacht, for one night, für ein Jahr, for one year, für einen Tag, for one day, für 2 Wochen, for 2 weeks. The question, wie lange? Wie lange? Wie lange? It's so important to understand that. Now, just take time for a while to look at it and see how it happens. Remember that the accusative does not affect the neutral nouns, the feminine, all right? It only affects the article for the masculine noun, having an en ending, as you can see over here, einen, einen. So, für einen Tag, für einen Tag. Having done that, so just look very keenly and try to repeat this. Now, we're bringing our notebook for more explanations. Now, look at this one here. So, a sentence like, wie lange haben Sie Deutsch gelernt? Trades, wie lange haben Sie Deutsch gelernt? How long have you German learnt? We can answer with fewer. So let's say you've learned it for 1 month. You can simply say if you are einen, add an en here because the German word month is masculine. Sorry, gibt es kein H am Ende dieses Wortes? Falsch geschrieben. So für einen Monat, for 1 month. Alright, let's say you have learned it for 1 day. It will be the same für einen Tag. You can see that because this is masculine. Masculine is affected by the accusative. Alright, masculine, alright, is affected by the accusative case. So the accusative case only affects masculine noun. But if you've learned it only for 1 year, it will be ein, Jahr. So here we don't need to put here an en as is the case with this because this German word is what? Is a neutral. Für ein Jahr. Für ein Jahr. Like that. So if you're writing a sentence, the time will come first. Ich habe für einen Monat. Then you put here Deutsch. Then we're going to wind up here with the word gelernt. So I have, when we did the perfect, check your module 1. I have for 1 month German learnt. So whenever you are writing to showcase for how long something has occurred, you can use fewer. In level A2, you will be introduced to another preposition called seit. So, für einen Monat. Ich habe für einen Monat Deutsch gelernt. I have for 1 month German learnt. This is very important to understand. Now, let's come back to the for to explain it first. For, we can have for einem here, if here we have a masculine noun, which answers the question wann, when, 1 month ago. So the Germans say ago 1 month. The German word for one or a can be ein before a masculine noun. Just this. But this one shows that there is a dative preposition here. It shows when for einen Monat, 1 month ago. 1 month ago. A question can come, for example, follow it keenly. Wann haben sie Deutsch gelernt? When have you German lernt? To answer wann, we know that we have the prepositions for nach and in. It could be 1 month ago. So the Germans normally say ago 1 month. It could be 2 weeks ago. The Germans say ago 2 weeks. So you take it here for einen Monat. So you can simply say ich habe, then this one, then this one, then this one. Let's write it here. For einen Monat. What have you done? Deutsch. Then we're gonna write it here, the action at the end. So, ich habe vor eine. Now you look at it. We have the einem over here. For einen Monat. Sorry, there's an M here. Ich habe das noch nicht geguckt. Einem, sorry, handwriting is bad. Ich habe vor einem Monat Deutsch gelernt. As you can see over that. I have for 1 month German learned. So the time to show when the action occurs come first and then the other elements. So that is it. Take your time to look at it and practice that. Look at an assignment like this one. Fill in using für, vor, nach und in. Ergänzen Sie für, vor, nach und in. Wann bist du mit der Ausbildung fertig? Wann bist du mit der Ausbildung fertig? When are you with education ready? Understanding the German way. When are you going to be done with the training? So in 1 month. So you have to note first of all, in einem Jahr, meaning 1 year. In einem Jahr. So here we choose this. So let's do this one here. Und was machst du? Der Ausbildung. And what are you doing? Dash der Ausbildung. So he will be done with the training, the Ausbildung, in 1 month. And then the question continues, and what are you going to do? It should be definitely nach. So nach will be here. So you have to answer correctly. Remember, the gender for this noun is feminine. Feminine, nach. And according to the dative, we learned that die changes to der. These prepositions for nach and in require the dative, meaning that if the noun that comes after them is feminine, the article will change appropriately, so it will be nach. So you have to answer the gaps using the correct preposition. Für requires the accusative that only affects a masculine singular noun. Für, vor, nach und in. Can you guess the answer for this one? Ich gehe. Ich gehe. Gibt es eine Lücke da? 2 Jahre nach London. Ich gehe 2 Jahre nach London. I am going 2 years to London. So will you say for 2 years? Will you say ago 2 years? Or will you say after 2 years? Or will you say in 2 years? So what is the correct preposition to put here? This is very important to understand. Okay, do the very same for that. That is it. Remembering the rules we've learned. And then Übung 4. Was ist richtig? Kreuzen Sie an. What is true? Cross. Die U-Bahn kommt in. You have to choose the correct article. We see the correct article. So you have to understand the preposition. Have they used the preposition for, nach, and in? Therefore, the article must be in the dative. And how will you understand the article being the dative? Also look at the gender. For example, Minute. Minute in German simply means minute, and it's a feminine noun. That's why we choose this one, meaning the subway is coming in a minute. So we have eine, einen, einem. Definitely this one cannot be the correct answer because it's for accusative. And we see in requires a dative. So the U-Bahn kommt in einer Minute. Do the same. Nach. After. Das. Der. Dem. So choose from the 3 circles given over there the correct and article. Nach. Will you say das? Will you say der? Will you say dem? Deutsch Kurs. fährt Isabella in die Stadt. After dash dash dash, right? German lesson. The German class is going Isabella to the town. Isabella will be going to town after the German class. So will you say nach das, nach der, nach dem? So you have to remember very well that the dative changes the article der to dem. So if the noun here, so look at Deutschkurs, what is the gender? You have to know the gender. Is it a masculine noun or a neutral or a feminine? So once you know it, then you will have to choose the correct one over here. Because in, nach, and for are dative, they change the article to be in the dative, but fewer is masculine. It affects only masculine nouns. So you'll also be able to understand whether to choose ein or einen and eine according to the gender here. So you have to know the gender of the noun here. The same will apply to here, ja, what's the gender? The same will apply to here, Deutschkurs, and here Minute, so that you're able to choose the very correct article. Another thing, you need to know what preposition is there. The article comes between the preposition and the noun. What's the gender of the noun and what is the preposition? And then ask yourself the preposition, does it require a dative? Like that. Once you can answer those questions, then you will be in a good position to be able to answer the question. That is all about the German prepositions, which we have the fewer, vor, nach, und in. Now, once again, back to our notebook. Eine saubere Seite haben wir hier doch eigentlich. So look at it. So we have fewer, which means four. All right? We have fewer, which means four. So you can see that. We have vor, which means ago. We have nach, which means after. And we have in. So you can get a sticker in your room, a private room of study. And then on one of the stickers, you write that. Then you write like that. Or you simply write inv. E nach vor. And another one, you write ak. Then you write F. So every time you pass by, you remember that the F is for fewer, the I is for in, the N is for nach, the V is for for. This will enable you to learn correctly. Plus a dative, meaning that if the noun is masculine, we can use the dem or the einem. This one for the masculine or neutral noun. That's what we have already spoken. If the noun is new feminine, der or einer, the or a. Very crucial. That's what we mean by the dative. So it is very important to understand that. It is very important to understand. So knowing the gender is understanding the case. It's very important to understand this. Knowing the gender is understanding the case. Das Genuss ist eigentlich und ja sehr sicherlich die Mutter von Kasus. Gender is the mother of case. It's the birthplace of case. So you understand the gender, you'll understand the case so well. So make sure that you understand. Having known that, now you can express when you did something using answering the question wann, and you can express also how long. You can deduce how long you have been doing something using wie lange, using wie lange. How long have you learned German? Wie lange haben Sie Deutsch gelernt? Wann haben Sie Deutsch gelernt? So you have to know that. So prepositions in German, like the ones we've done today, prepositions in German are of different categories. And these time prepositions, as we have looked at today, time prepositions require either the accusative and the dative. The accusative ones, the prepositions that are like that, are fewer, for example. And here we have the inv, in, nach, vor. So important. The difference is that this one affects only the articles of the masculine noun. the articles masculine nouns. That means the der will change into den. The ein for the masculine noun change into einen if the time word is masculine. For example, you will have fewer den Tag, which means for the day, because this masculine, the der becomes den because of this. For one or for a day, für einen Tag. Zwar den und also Tagen. So, für einen Tag, for one day. Für einen Tag. Prima, ich finde das gut ausgezeichnet. Hope you understand and verstanden. So, für den Tag, for the day. Für einen Tag, for a day. And this one now means that the der for the masculine and the das for the neutral also change to them. And the ein for the masculine and for the neutral both change to einem. And the die, tut mir leid, falsch geschrieben ist das, die changes to der, and like that. And the eine changes to einer. So if I want to say after the something something, after the, for example, let's say we have here an English course. English course. This German word is masculine. As you continue learning German, you'll know it. So if I want to say after the English class, I will simply use the nach. I'll simply come and say nach, because it's a masculine noun which is supposed to be there, but become now dem. English course. So nach dem English course, after the German class. Or I can still say after an English class. Ich habe zu viel Deutsch auf meinem Kopf, tut mir ganz leid. So nach einem English course. Nach einem English course. After a German class. So der einem after. So a duration. Nach dem English course. Nach einem English course. Sometimes we can have a noun, or also we can have a time word. So it is important. Now we shall use der here and einer here, respectively to mean the and a when the noun here is feminine. That is the understanding of the German temporal prepositions. At this level, bei dieser Stufe A1 ist das aber ganz schwierig immer zu verstehen. Begriff dazu haben ist ganz so schwer. Kompliziert finde ich das. In level A1, it's a bit tough to grasp that. But as you continue to this one, zu dieser Stufe, dann wird alles gut klappen. Then everything is going to be fine. So transitioning to this, you should be able. So now we have looked at temporal prepositions that require the ak and the dat. Remember that. So you'll have to come to terms and you'll meet these two brothers very many times as long as you are a German student. Understand it and learn it, dear students. That is all about the temporal prepositions. Always find out a good primitive way to associate yourself with understanding this. Fewer accusative, info nach dative, time prepositions. The accusative only affects the masculine nouns, doesn't affect neutral feminine. Alright, so getting to know that will help you to learn very well. Remember, the article is affected by the accusative and the dative. That's very crucial. In these 25 or so minutes of this video, it is a complement of the audio version sent. So it is important to understand. Once you know that, it is crucial. That's why even in the vocabulary, as you learn, to be able to master gender, and when you are given the vocabulary like lesson 16, you have to check like fancier, right? Fancier. What is in front shows the gender, the article, so they are fancier, the television. So learn the noun with its gender and plural form. The article, you see, die in front means it's a feminine noun, die Dusche, as it is already regarded, okay? Je nach Regeln der deutschen Sprache, according to the rules of the German language, nouns are eher feminine, so die Dusche, then plural, die Duschen. So these are plural marker. Whenever you see that at the plural, you have to add this. You have to add this. That is what we mean. So learn the noun with its gender and its plural marker. With its gender and its plural marker, and you'll become a good student. For the verbs, learn the verb in its infinitive and in its perfect form. Infinitiv funktionieren, Perfektform hat funktioniert. Infinitiv kümmern, Perfektform hat gekümmert. And that is German learning. I believe you are learning. So this vocabulary for the lesson which you've done today of mention R1.5 module 2 has been sent as an image for the WhatsApp group of German for the students. Make sure you go through them and learn. It's been wonderful learning together with you, different wonderful students. Much love. Viele Liebe von mir. Tschüss und bis nächstes Mal. Freut mich auch, mit euch hier bei diesem Video immer zu sein. Vergiss aber nicht auch, mein Video zu abonnieren. Um mehr Videos oder um mehr deutsche Sprache Videos wie diese nicht immer zu verpassen. Vielen Dank. Vielen Dank. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe so that we can reach as many people as possible that may learn with us.